This episode is brought to you by Genesis Network. With business alignments with the NBA, the Genesis Network gives you all the blockchain services and products in one spot, like an NFT marketplace protecting artists' copyrights, eliminating all problems caused from lack of protection and security in the industry. The private sale starts April 25th at just 22 cents with only 5 million tokens available, and the public sale starts May 1st. Visit genesis.network for more information, link in the description below.
This my two Satoshis. This my two Satoshis. Who need 2 cents when they can get double from stacking Toshis? Yeah.
It's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another My Two Satoshis video. Is the sky falling? Yes, it actually is. The sky is falling in cryptos, but don't feel too bad because it's falling for equities as well. So hey, everybody's getting the pain, and everyone is fleeing to not Bitcoin but King Dollar. Said this many times in the past, and actually recently on one of the podcasts as a guest. King Dollar is King Dollar for a reason. You have all these speculators flying and rushing into the dollar. I think the dollar index is going crazy today. The VIX is up heavily. That means there's a lot of fear in the markets. I think above 33 on the VIX. Dow at this point is down heavily. NASDAQ, which is what you really should be looking at, ladies and gentlemen, is down big time, over 4% at this point. Don't know where it's going to close here in another hour, but today we're going to look at 5 things you need to know about Bitcoin for this week. It is in its 6th straight losing week, all right, since 2014. That's a long time ago. We're going to take a look at some on-chain data as well, maybe give us some indication of where the bottom may be. And also I want to touch on the Yahoo Finance article that talks about the economic strength as far as inflation, not necessarily GDP and actual growth, but inflation strength is forcing the Fed to get more aggressive about raising these interest rates. And this is why this is all happening, ladies and gentlemen. I've been so confident about what we're going through right now because I knew the Fed had to raise interest rates. They were in a corner, and hey, now they're chasing the market, or maybe they're trying to slow down the market. It's, two ways to look at it, many ways to skin a cat. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how you look at it. It's just about what they're doing, not how they're doing it. Feds have to continually increase interest rates. We saw a 50 basis point move last week. Took a minute for the markets to digest it. But I think, and I've seen many articles around the internet from pretty good sources, they're trying to raise interest rates by 250 basis points altogether by the end of this year. So they've got another 175 basis points to go. That's a lot. And the pain is just getting started. So when people say, Bitcoin is going to this price and the bottom is here and the bottom is there, it's all data dependent. It all depends on what the Federal Reserve is going to do and when they're going to stop. The day they stop, the day they come out and say, hey, we're not raising interest rates any longer, I am full on bullish on cryptos. All right, equities as well if you trade the equities markets, but Bitcoin and the crypto markets are going to rally like crazy. So it's not a doom and gloom video altogether, but I do have to bring you the bad with the good. And one more headline that probably most crypto people aren't letting you know about. This one kind of flew under the radar, at least for me. Remember El Salvador, the Chivo Wallet, Bitcoin adoption, airdrops of Bitcoin for everybody and all that? Well, guess what? This experiment is failing, ladies and gentlemen. We'll maybe go into it, and I'll bring this up on my live stream this coming weekend because I think this is a great topic to discuss with a panel. But El Salvador not doing great with their Bitcoin experiment. People are ditching their Bitcoin wallets and only using them for fiat, and it's really not looking good on a day like today where we're seeing the prices head lower. And I will let you know what I'm going to be going diamond hands in on. I got a coin. You got to wait to the end. I got a coin that I'm going to be buying. You'll be surprised. It's not one of those fundamental coins, a solid team and a solid blockchain. Nope, not any of those. I'll let you know at the end of this video what I'm going to be going in heavy on, maybe in a couple weeks. I gotta wait to see how low we go. I think we go much lower. I'm talking about 20 to 30% lower on Bitcoin, and maybe even 50 to 60% lower on the altcoins. So I got some time to really get in there and dollar cost average in, but I'll let you know what coin that is. Again, all that on today's episode of My Two Satoshis. Let's get it. But
Before we start, if you guys find these types of videos informative, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell to receive more videos like this.
Well, what do we have here, ladies and gents? Let's go ahead and take a look at the chart for this segment, and it is not good at all. We are outside of the original channel that I drew some time ago, back in May of 2021. I really can update this channel because the channel really should extend downward to about right there where I have that dotted red line. That's where the new channel should be for us. And man, if we break that, which I don't see any reason for us not to, we break that, we go way down really fast. There's going to be a big gap in between that bottom of the channel and the next area of support, which I haven't drawn yet. I'll do that for the next video, so come back around and check that out on the next video. I'll have that support line set up for us. I think we will breach it. Again, you take a look at what stocks are doing. NASDAQ down 3.7% right now. That's the main one you want to pay attention to, the main index that Bitcoin tracks very, very closely with, about almost an 80% correlation with the NASDAQ. So that's the one you really want to make sure you pay attention to. But lower we go, thanks to the Federal Reserve. I always have to make sure I give them that credit. So let's take a look at this Chivo wallet out of El Salvador, because this one, I think, again, is flying under the radar of many of us who are in support of Bitcoin and the crypto space, right? We don't like to talk about the ugly, the failures. You're going to have failures on your path, on your way to success. That's just what it is. And this should show many of you out there who think that Bitcoin is ready to be a currency. This should show you that this is a real life example, right, of that failing, because it's just too early. Bitcoin is not ready to be a currency. It is too early in its phase, in its developmental phase, to be a currency. It is a speculative asset that will do well against inflation in a normal case. But the unfortunate part is, in this current situation with inflation, it's not great, because the Fed has to come in and fight that inflation, because they don't want it to get out of control. It's already out of control, but they have to come in and really tame it back down to their so-called 2% inflation target, which is nonsense and has been. But now we're way outside that bound, and the Fed has to come in and cool the markets down. That's going to cool down Bitcoin and other asset classes. But back to this example of a country actually rolling out Bitcoin as a form of currency, not doing well. Chivo app looks like users are ditching it for the Bitcoin aspect of it, and now are just using it to keep their dollar safe rather than crypto. And so it's safe to say that the wallet has flopped, and the majority of users have ditched it, according to this paper that was published a month ago by an economist at the National Bureau of Economic Research. The study is among the first in-depth non-governmental efforts to quantify the success of the country's national cryptocurrency push. And let me explain something. The only reason I wholeheartedly believe these statistics, maybe they're skewed a little bit, but I think they're pretty close to reality, is because of my thesis about what Bitcoin is. It's not a currency. It's just too volatile to be a currency for people here in America, let alone a third world country. Yes, this is coming from kind of the establishment, so one could say, hey, well, wouldn't they skew things and not give the correct data? Yeah, they probably would. I'm not saying that they wouldn't. This outcome, whether it's right on target, exactly accurate to the T, to the very last user, that's not the point. The point is, this should show us that Bitcoin is not ready for prime time as a currency. Okay, can it be used as a means of transferring wealth? Absolutely. It's great for that, and it will continue to be great for that. But I just wanted to highlight that, the Chivo wallet not doing great, ladies and gentlemen. It has been pretty much a failure at this point. Things have not gone as planned, because we know at the beginning there were some glitches, some issues with bugs and all that. They got past that. Simple fact is that almost half of Salvadorians have downloaded the Chivo wallet. But check this out. Over 60% have abandoned it after withdrawing the $30 sign-up incentive. I knew this was going to happen. At the end of the day, it takes more than just airdropping some crypto to someone. They have to understand why they have the crypto. Okay. And I'm sure of the 40% that downloaded the wallet, probably 90 to 95% of them, maybe even 98% of them, had no proper education on cryptocurrencies, what they are, what they aren't. So yes, they're going to grab that $35. That's where I think they failed initially, is on the educational side. I know they tried to do that, but maybe they should have waited and not been so rushed to put this Chivo wallet out. Do a year's worth of educational programs and have people have to actually go through a course to obtain the $35 in Bitcoin or something like that. Make it even higher, maybe $100, $200 worth of Bitcoin after you go through this educational pathway, right? That's what I think should have been a better strategy. Yes, you would have gotten less people downloading the wallet and actually getting the money. However, your drop-off rate would have been much lower, in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think about that strategy and that rollout plan that CB just put together. Come on, man. Y'all better start listening to me. And so to that note, another article followed an entrepreneur, a shoe shiner out in El Salvador. His experience with this whole rollout of the Chivo wallet and Bitcoin becoming legal tender in El Salvador. So, you know, essentially he was persistent about getting through the glitches that initially happened with the Chivo wallet, which is normal with any new tech rollout. That's not a problem. I'm not, you know, hating on them on that part. But what happens is, he said the shine soon wore off. The gentleman list of complaints about Bitcoin was long. The only available ATM was too far away. The government helpline was slow. The price was too volatile. You see that? The price was too volatile. One day he lost $25 transaction from a customer to technical issues and never heard back from the digital wallets customer service team. That's pretty much almost what he was airdropped, right? So if he's one person experiencing this, you know that is times many hundred. There were other businesses on this Bitcoin beach. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that area in El Salvador, but they had given up on Bitcoin and reverted back to accepting it cash only. They said we're losing money because of the way the currency loses value. This is all markers and evidence of a currency or an asset that's not ready to be a currency. Flat out, right? It is what it is. I'm gonna bring it to you real. I'm gonna bring it to you raw. And this is the first real use case or rollout of Bitcoin in an entire country. So this is where we are with it. It's not ready for prime time. The infrastructure is literally too slow. It's too volatile. And in addition to that, El Salvador was not properly equipped, in my opinion, to roll out such a thing like this. They needed to take their time and take more steps in the educational realm to help these people and onboard them the proper way. Let me know your thoughts about that in the comments below. I would definitely love to hear your opinion on it, your 2 Satoshis on it. Right now, to the sky falling. Indeed it is. I'm not even gonna hold you up. We've got Bitcoin 6th week of losing since 2014, and there are a number of points in here that should cause some concern, shouldn't, to you guys who actually follow what I do. Not just follow it, but do your own research and then come to your own conclusions, but at least listen to what macro themes I put out on my channel on a regular basis should have you understanding where we are with things. So 6 weekly closes in the red. That's not good. That's first since 2014. So we're in the bear market in the equities. There's no doubt about it. So we're definitely in a bear market in the cryptos. That shouldn't even be a conversation anymore. The 100-week moving average also falls. That's not a great thing to see happen. The higher the time frame, the more concrete it is and real it is. It also talks about the US CPI primed to continue inflation narrative. So the inflation already is all-time highs in the US since the early 1980s. Is tipped to only get worse thanks to the fallout from trade disruptions. Of course, we know China continues to lock down. This is my thing about China. Either they're doing this on purpose at this point, or they're just straight flat out delusional. You can't have 0 cases of COVID. Like, it doesn't make any sense. So that is causing a big issue. It really is, as far as supply chain disruptions. And of course, we still got Russia and all that stuff, but I think that plays a smaller part. I think it's more so the China lockdowns and our economy slowing down is really the issue that is causing a lot of pain in the equities markets and consequently in the crypto markets. And then some on-chain data here, ladies and gentlemen. 7.7 million Bitcoin are currently sitting at a loss. This is the highest amount since April 15th of 2020. You know, that's only 2 years ago. That's not like a really, really big span of time. So, I'm not too concerned about this particular stat. I'm more concerned about the fundamental issues that we have economically, the macro issues that we have that is going to cause us to head lower. And of course, we can't forget that sailor line. We thought it was $31,000 Bitcoin. It's actually $21,000 Bitcoin, because at that point, we're going to have that MicroStrategy margin call, which is going to cause even more cascading sell-offs, because other hedge funds and big players are going to get a little scared at that point. Will they be able to just cover it with the Bitcoin they have? Possibly, but it depends on what nominal value the Bitcoin that they have that's uncollateralized, what that's worth at that point, because they didn't reveal how much uncollateralized Bitcoin they had. They just said they had a lot. I don't know what that means, but again, $21,000 Bitcoin is really the line in the sand, and that's right above my $20,000 price for Bitcoin to touch. That's going to be a wild ride if we end up going there. Again, I always have to put the if in there, because tomorrow, next week, next month, the Federal Reserve could come out and say, hey, you know what? We're done. NASDAQ down over, I think, like 30-40% from its high. Maybe they can't take anymore. They're going to stop. That move there, just them jawboning, may actually cause us to have a knee-jerk reaction to the upside. So I always have to throw that if out there. But all things equal, we continue to head with the current Federal Reserve plan to increase these interest rates and get us up to 250 basis points by the end of the year. If that is the case, we are on a narrow path down in these markets. Bitcoin, I can see, if that's going to be the case, I can see Bitcoin 20,000, sub 20,000 possibly. I don't see 7,000 as some have come out and said, but $20,000 Bitcoin, maybe a little bit lower, 15K, who knows, but definitely the altcoins. If Bitcoin goes to 15,000 or 20,000, let's just say, the altcoins are going to see another 60% haircut from here. 60% haircut. So to that point, I told you to stay around to the end of the video. What is the coin that I am going to buy with diamond hands? No, it's not HBAR. No, it's not Telos. No, it's not EOS. No, it's not Bitcoin, Ethereum. Nope, it is ApeCoin. Yes, I think this is a phenomena that is going to continue. It's getting hit hard today. It was down even more, I think over 25% earlier today. I see this coin probably hitting $3, $2, even maybe $1 a coin very soon as this market continues to tank, if it continues to tank. And with that being said, I really truly think that I can see a good 10x from this coin in the next 2 years. If I start buying in about 2 or 3 months, I can definitely see a 10x from here. And hey, this is not the only coin. A lot of the altcoins that will be around, of course, that's the big part. The hard part is to pick which coins will be around, but ultimately they're going to be a laundry list of coins you can do this same strategy with, because we know the snapback is going to be crucial for the altcoins. The only issue is we don't know which ones, or it's harder to pick which ones. I think ApeCoin is going to be around. It's going to be here to stay. It may be the new Dogecoin, as someone coined in one of my comments. But hey, I think this is one you should look into. I'm not telling you to buy. Do your own research. But hey, they have a strong ecosystem, a loyal following, and a pretty smart team with money behind them. Hey, that's a recipe for success in my opinion. But that's pretty much it for today, ladies and gents. If you found this video informative, please like, share, and subscribe. Let me know your comments about all of this today. Do you agree with me? Disagree? I would love to know. It's your boy Crypto Blood, and that's my 2 Satoshis. I'm out of here. Holla!